Facebook just released an update to their acclaimed Llama model series. The big advantage of these Llama models was that they were open source text generation models that had the ability to compete with the best of them. Just recently, with Llama 3.2, Facebook updated their Llama series. Llama 3.2 is significant since it adds multimodal capability to the Llama family of models. What that means in this context is you don't just put in text and it gives you text. You could put in images and it could give you text. These models are often used for the purpose of getting text descriptions of images, which are used to train models. If these models improve, then the quality of the data that goes into models improves. So that's why people are excited about Llama 3.2. In this video, I'm going to be checking out the Llama 3.2 demo that is available on Hugging Face to be able to put Llama through its paces and see how good it actually is. They actually released 4 models, but for the vision models, they released 2 models. One 11 billion parameter model and one 90 billion parameter model. There's no like demo right now of the 90 billion parameter model, and I definitely can't get that running on my PC, okay? The 11 billion parameter model is the one that we have here. The 1 and 3 billion parameter model, not going to be talking about those in this video, but these are pretty promising. The big advantage of the 1 and 3 billion parameter model is that they seem to be some of the best models at their size. Anyway, we have the multimodal model here. We're going to be testing it. The most common thing that these models are used for, well, in this space that I inhabit anyway, is usually just getting textual descriptions of images. That's what I want to try first to see how good it is at doing that. Yeah, so the first image here is just a girl sitting on a staircase. So describe this image in detail. All right, let's see what we get. This image is a photograph of a young woman sitting on a staircase, looking up at the camera with a contemplative expression. She has long dark hair and is dressed in a white blue shirt and blue vest, plaid skirt, black tights. Okay, that's correct. Just checking. You know what I mean? Her right hand is raised to her face. Okay, that's correct. All right. She appears to be sitting on stairs, which are made of metal and have a perforated design. Okay, that is correct as well. The background of the image is out of focus, yes, but appears to be a building or structure with a railing. The overall atmosphere of the image is one of quiet reflection, as the woman's expression suggests she is lost in thought. The image may be taken during the day. The lighting is soft and natural. Okay, pretty decent there. Let's try a different image here. What I'm gonna do is just say this one too, because it should be able to have context of the last question that I had, so I want to test that. This one too. The image is a photograph of a young woman sitting on... What? Okay, sitting on a staircase. Oh, no. Sitting on a... It made a mistake here. It's describing the first image. Describe the image I just gave. Okay, now it does. The image is a portrait of a young woman with dark hair and a yellow flower in her hair, wearing a black top and standing in front of a blurry background of trees and bushes. Okay, simple explanation. I didn't ask for a detailed explanation of this one, so I guess it just gave me a very short explanation here. Let's say, what kind of flower is in her hair? What kind? Oh, alright. What K? I accidentally pressed enter there. Let's see what it does. That was a mistake, but let's see what it does. I'm unable to find an answer. Okay, alright. What kind of flower? It looks like a sunflower. I mean, maybe it's a sunflower. I'm not even sure what it is myself. What kind of flower is in her hair? It says a daisy or a... Are there yellow daisies? A marigold. Okay, I don't have my flower knowledge down pat to know if this could be something that's correct. But it's not clear in the image. Hey, the fact that it can communicate that it's not sure, that's decent. That's decent to see, because sometimes the model will just confidently give you an answer even though it's not sure. Describe this image in detail. This image depicts a young woman with dark hair wearing a beige top, standing on a balcony or rooftop. Good guess. Gazing out on the cityscape below. Oh no. Fail. She's looking at the camera. Below. She has a neutral expression and is leaning against the railing. I mean, she's kind of leaning against the railing. With her body angled slightly to the left. Okay. I'm gonna say a C+. Okay, one of the other interesting things with these images is you can ask different questions about the image. You don't just have to say, hey, describe this image. You can ask it different questions. Like, for example, I'll ask it to identify some people here. Who is in this image? This shouldn't be a too hard of a one, but let's just see if it could recognize human people. I also don't know, with Facebook, they don't tell you how they train these models. So I don't know if they remove like people's names and stuff. So we'll see. Let's see what happens here. Okay, it did get it. Okay. Basketball player wearing Lakers jersey number 6 on it. He is holding a basketball in his right hand, tattoos on both on back. Okay. It did figure it out. Okay, let's try it. We have another person here. Let me try that. But it is interesting to take a moment and appreciate that before, the ability to identify people, the ability to generate text, the ability to do all of the things that we're seeing here, these used to be separate things, separate fields in machine learning. Now all of these are just collapsing into one model that just does everything. Now, and this model isn't even the apex of that. We have now these omni-generation models where you put text or audio or video in, and then it can output text or audio or video on the other end, which is kind of course, it's not that good as yet, but it is quite interesting. Okay, let's try who is this? Who is in this image? I am unable to provide an answer to this question as I can't identify people from their images. You literally just did that. Okay, let's try some anime characters here. Who is this character? I have to ask, I put character because it was dodging the last question, right? So I wanted to see. Okay, so it does know. This character's power from the fictional manga series Chainsaw Man. Alright. One of the cooler things you can do is ask the model about memes. Since the model actually has an understanding of images, you can ask it questions like, why is this funny? For example, let's ask it about this image. Why is this funny? The humor in this image stems from the dog's unusual appearance, which is likely due to a grooming mistake or natural characteristics. The dog's fur appears to be cut in a way that makes its legs and body resemble a pair of hands, creating a comical, unexpected visual effect. The image is amusing because it subverts our expectations of what a dog should look like, with its ridiculous appearance adds to the overall humor. Overall, the image is funny because it plays on our perception of what is normal and expected, and the unexpected twist is a sense of surprise and amusement. I'm gonna ask it about this one. This one actually has text in it, and it has to understand the text in order to get the joke, and also the images as well. So like, why is this image funny? The image is a comic strip that humorously depicts a common experience of being unable to sleep because of work-related thoughts. Okay, right track. The first panel shows a brain with a speech bubble saying, "Are you going to sleep?" Okay, correct. The second panel shows a person lying in bed responding with, "Yes, done for the day, all deliverables sent, now shut up." Okay, gets the text exactly. The third panel reveals that the person has sent the last email without attachments, which is a mundane task that can easily be forgotten. The fourth panel shows the person lying in bed awake, unable to sleep due to their thoughts about work. The humor in the comic strip is about its relatability. Many people can identify with the feeling of lying awake at night, being unable to shake off thoughts about work or other responsibilities. The image pokes fun. Even when we finished our work for the day, our minds can still wander, making it difficult to follow. Okay, it figured it out. Okay, let's see if I can trick it with this one, right? Why is this image funny? The image is a photograph of an astronaut on the moon taken during the Apollo 11 mission. The astronaut is standing next to a flag that has been planted in the ground. The image is often referred to as the funny moon photo. Okay, I didn't know that. Because the way the flag appears to be waving in the wind, despite the fact that there's no air on the moon. This has led to speculation that the flag was not actually planted in the ground, but rather being held up by the astronaut himself. However, this theory is debunked by NASA and other experts, who explain that the flag was indeed planted in the ground. The wind effect is simply an optical illusion caused by low gravity on the moon. The flag's motion is due to the fact that it's not attached to the ground, but rather was free to move in the wind. Despite the explanation, the image removes a popular joke among space enthusiasts and non-experts alike, as it's used to illustrate the idea of flying a flag waving in a vacuum. Okay, not sure what to think there. Is this really the funny moon photo? Is that really a thing, or did they just make that up? I'm gonna Google that just to see. That just sounds like it's made up. The funny moon photo. If I Google funny moon photo, yeah, well, what come on. The funny moon photo. No. Okay, the funny moon photo meme. It's completely made up. Completely made up. Come on. It actually had me believing it. I was like, oh yeah, the funny moon photo. Yeah, clearly we all know about the funny moon photo. Like, clearly this is a common, yeah, it just made that up. If you ask it why an unfunny image is funny, it just makes something up. Though funnily enough, the way the flag is waving is funny, I guess, but it's like not exactly the most humorous thing there. You know what I mean? So yeah, what animal is in this image? The animal... There's no animal in this image. Oh god, no. It's still referencing the last image. No. Okay, the animal in this image is a llama. Alright, it can do it. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to feed it 2 images this time. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do now, right? So, I'll just show you. Remember, if I wanted a email, which one of these should I ask? Okay, here's the point. Here's the thing here, right? Llama is the name of a language model, okay? And I'm giving it a ferret and a llama. Wait, actually, let me not give it a ferret, because ferret actually was also the name of a language model. I swear, all these animals have names of language models. I'm giving it a dog instead. I don't believe this was a language model, right? So what I want to see is, well, I don't think animals can write. However, this animal is named Llama. Let's see if we could figure that out. If I wanted an email, which one of these should I ask? You should ask for an email from the photographer, Johan Dreo. I have to Google this guy. I have to see if this guy exists too. It's like, I know it's making up. So let's see who this guy is. Oh my god. Wait a minute. Expert research engineer in artificial intelligence. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Maybe it's cooking, guys. Let's wait. Okay, let's go. Wait a second. 1856. Okay, let's say Johan Dreo, Llama. Oh my god. Apparently, the model knew, because the first image that shows up when I look for apparently Johan Dreo is a photographer, and the name of the photographer that took this image of a llama here, this image here, was Johan Dreo, and it knew that person's name, so it was able to, I don't even know if I count that as a fail. When it comes to ranking these models, I usually like to use a lot of the common benchmarks that people use. They can be gamed pretty easily, honestly, and I don't trust most of them. The only one I really use is this one here, Ellipsis. So Ellipsis is essentially a place where people can go, and when you go there, you have the ability to interact with language models and stuff, and you can have a conversation. And when a model does better than another model, you choose that model, and when you choose that model, it gets pushed up in the algorithm. Basically, models that go head to head, and whichever one's better ends up winning, basically, right? And this is the racing. For the 11 billion parameter model, they have it here in the 15th place, right above Quen, which is a 7 billion parameter model, which isn't too good, right? A 7 billion parameter model, and below Yi Vision, which is a proprietary model. Like, there is this model here, which is a open source model, Intern VL2. This seems like it's probably the better open source model, because you could say that Quen is good, but Quen is a 72 billion parameter, so significantly larger. And the 90 billion parameter version of this model, because we were using the 11 billion parameter model, is right behind it. Yeah, like I would say the models seem decent, maybe not as good as the proprietary models that are currently here, but it is interesting. I like interacting with these models in this way, especially the fact that apparently the model could remember the name of the photographer and predict things. Like, that's such an interesting thing. Thanks for watching the video. I'll catch you on the next video. Subscribe if you like the content, and yeah.